So hey guys, I just finished watching the new Ghost Rider movie and I just want to give you my impressions and my thoughts on this movie. So this movie has nothing to do with the first movie in general, besides having, Nicolas Cage come back to play his role as Johnny Blaze and as the Ghost Rider. That's about it. It has nothing to do with the first movie in general. So this new movie, the storyline is that basically there's a kid named Danny. And Danny is a son of the devil and also the devil's vessel. So the devil's old vessel right now, the one that he's using, is dying out and he needs to, possess Danny. So as the role for Johnny Blaze and as the Ghost Rider, he has to protect Danny from the clutches of the devil. So the storyline is very, very straightforward in this movie. Now what I thought about the storyline is that, to me, it was a bit lacking. I found the first movie storyline a bit more interesting, even though it wasn't that great of a movie. The first, Ghost Rider movie, I thought it was okay. The storyline in the first movie was, wasn't that great, but it had, its, interesting moments. In this movie, I found it a bit lacking. I didn't really like it as much. I think you guys might like the action more, because mostly Ghost Rider kills a lot of thugs and kills a lot of people in this movie. So I think if you are a really big action fan, you might like this movie for the action instead of the story, if you're a big action fan. I'm a more, story-driven person. And yeah. And also, Nicolas Cage's acting in this movie was a bit more over the top than he did in the first movie. When he was turning into Ghost Rider, he over-exaggerated his transformation. He just went all out. And this could be a complaint for some people. People think that he over-exaggerated. It wasn't that great of acting. But to me, I thought it was just funny. To see him over-exaggerate his transformation as the Ghost Rider. When he was laughing insanely, I started laughing because it was just, it was funny, So yeah, his acting, it's just Nicolas Cage's acting, it's just over the top when he did it, so it was just okay, it's something that I didn't really complain about, But yeah, and also the effects in this movie, was, interesting. What I think about it is that they took a more realistic tone onto the Ghost Rider. Because when he, turns into the Ghost Rider, we all know his original costume has spikes on the shoulder pads and on his gloves. In this movie, when he puts on when he turns into Ghost Rider, his leather jacket is basically, burning. It's melting. So it's a bit more realistic. And his motorcycle doesn't transform into a demonic, hellish motorcycle kind of thing. It just goes on fire. The wheels would, just go, be on fire, and maybe the engines would be on fire, and basically that's the, Ghost Rider motorcycle. And yeah, the other vehicles he rides in the movie does just go on fire. That's about it. It doesn't transform into a demonic kind of vehicle thing, just like in the first movie. That's just, I think, just making a more realistic tone to this movie. And now that I think about it, at first I didn't like it. It was like, this isn't really Ghost Rider. We should just call this movie Guy with Flaming Skull, It was, at first I complained about it, but now that I think about it, it's not really a big complaint. It's just a more realistic tone to Ghost Rider, It does a very good job with it, I have no complaints. I sort of did like the design for it. Because, I think for comic book fans, you might complain that oh, it's not staying true to the comic books. How come his motorcycle's only on fire? It's not a demonic, hellish motorcycle. Or, his costume's different, it's not Spike, there's no spice on it. I know some people are going to complain about it, but overall, I think they're just doing a realistic tone to it. He does have his, weapon that he will always use is a chain. Isn't that great? And I really liked it. When he used it, he basically, hits you with it, and basically you would turn into ashes and you would burn up. And it was interesting. I really liked that kind of attack. But he does not, and I mean, does not do the penance stare. In the first movie, he does do the penance stare a couple of times. In this movie, he doesn't do it at all. They mentioned that he will eat your soul. If he stares into your soul in general, he will eat it. And he doesn't really do that. At first, I thought he was going to do it because there's this one moment where he grabs a thug and he stares at him for a bit, And I was like, are you doing the penance there? Because he's staring at him for a very long time with his mouth open. So I'm like, are you going to see his soul come out and he's going to eat it? What's going on here? Is he going to do the penance there? It turns out he wasn't. And also, the Ghost Rider's movements was a bit more supernatural. Like when he moves, he fades in and out. Like he would twitch and fade in and out, just like in Supernatural. When you see the ghosts move towards you, you would see them fade and then they would appear in another spot. That's how he does it. Which is like I said, more interesting tone to this, character. In the first movie, he walks normal and stuff like that. But they're making him more supernatural kind of ish, and I think that's interesting. Now, some people, like I said, they will complain about this because they're all like, "Oh, I don't like this new concept of Ghost Rider. This sucks," But like I said, just accept it for what it is. Don't complain. Just it's a movie. There will be fanboys out there that will hate this movie or dislike it because of the changes and stuff like that. But I personally thought this movie was okay. I didn't really like it as much. The storyline I didn't like, but everything else in general, effects and action scenes were good. Just the story was lacking. If the story was a bit more driven and more better, I probably would have liked this movie more. Now, I'm not saying that you guys should not watch this movie. I'd say, give this movie a try at least. I'm not saying you should, but if you guys are interested, just give it a shot. The story is a bit lacking, and if you really don't, like story, you just like action, go ahead and watch the movie. If you're more into story, then maybe hold off on watching it, or just watch it when it comes out on DVD. That's just all I have to say. I just thought it was just interesting. So yeah, that's just my thoughts and my impressions on this movie. I don't really hate this movie, but I hope you guys enjoy this movie, and I hope you guys check out Ghost Rider at all. If you guys did, I would like to talk to you guys about it. Down in the comment section below. So you guys want to chat about it, just comment. So yeah, hopefully you guys like this video, and I'll talk to you guys later. So see you guys later.